It is a brand new episode of Hockey at Hounds presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. We've got a great dog this week, Picard. There was a couple hockey players named Picard over the years.
Remember Noel Picard.
Tough guys.
Tripped Bobby Orr in the winning goal, Stanley Cup.
And, of course, you have the statue with the work going.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk some hockey as well with Flyers head coach John Tortorella. How you been?
Good. You?
I'm doing well. Pretty good week for you guys. You go and you take care of business against two teams you need to take care of business. You end up with a loss in Minnesota, really good team. But overall, I think your process has been good, and that's something a coach tends to worry about.
I thought we played good in Minnie.
Yeah.
I do. I'm in the process of finishing breaking down the tape, but I think we had 18 chances. We held them to 12. I thought our chances were better. We had a couple open nets at key times that we didn't score. Their top guys score. Our top guys don't.
Yeah. They get a save like that in the first period from Flurry on TK.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things that can frustrate a team right away. Oh, my goodness, how do we not score on that?
Yeah.
But the one play I want to ask you about is the 4-on-4. You hit a post, and then it goes the other way, and it ends up in the back. I always call that a 2-for-1 goal.
Yeah,
because you didn't get one, and they get one.
Yeah, it's a big goal in the game, 4-on-4. I think Z gets caught watching. He's just standing on the wall.
He's got a shade to the middle and pull out a little.
Because Jamie's already down.
Yeah.
He's already down involved in the offense. I don't think it's a great read. It was just bad timing. I thought we were playing well, but for them to get that goal, it just puts you're really chasing it. But I thought we played good. As I always say to you, it's not the result that I have to look at. I have to look at how we're playing. I thought we played a really good game.
When you look at the week too, you look at what you did in Columbus, the way you guys protected the middle. You did it on Thursday against Detroit too. The emphasis on protecting the middle sometimes can have a team maybe seem like they hem you in because you're giving them the outside. But you don't mind that, do you? Just as long as they can't get to the house.
Yeah, and it's something that's been a point of emphasis for a few weeks here now. And I think when you're in an away building, the fans get pumped up when they have the puck in the end zone a long time. When you're in your own building and a team has it in you, they start getting on you. But you got to look at what's happening too. Yeah. And I always try to yell to the guys when we do it correctly. Teams make plays. If they make plays on the outside and we're able to take away seam plays and any type of rebounds and stuff like that, we didn't get hurt. We're always talking about, did we get hurt? If you don't, you get off the ice and you get going. Top lines, I think it tends to hurt them more within the game because they want to be in the other end.
Yeah, they get frustrated quick.
Yeah, and that's what you got to watch out for. You just fight another day. You didn't get hurt. You're going to get up here within another minute and a half and then go play offense. So sometimes top lines lose their patience when you get stuck in your end zone.
Philosophically, you want to really press them, angle them in the neutral zone, and deny the blue line. But if they do get the zone, you just want to deny them the middle.
Yeah.
But you're attacking in the neutral zone, and you're attacking at defending your blue line.
Oh, yeah. And that's what I thought we did a really good job against Minnesota, was just we're trying to challenge every puck. I think Jamie Drysdale is beginning to understand that a little bit better. We call it checking forward. A player here is forward. That means they're going to forward skate. They're not going to backward skate or try to angle backwards.
Yeah.
We want to take a chance and check forward. Sometimes you'll get beat with the puck and the guy. We're hoping you get one or the other. That's the way we explain it. At least get one or the other. If you can get your stick in the puck, we're going. If not, that guy just can't beat you up the ice. Sometimes it happens, and it may be an odd man rush, but we're willing to live with it because I just think it's a philosophy that we started last year, and I think it's how we want to play. And for a number of minutes in Minnesota, I thought we did a really good job of that.
The thing is, as a guy that has been coaching in this league a long time, and you're also trying to deny the other team certain things, so you want to exploit those things. By getting up fast and in transition, they don't get a chance to get into their structure in the neutral zone and D zone, which makes things easier for you to attack.
Yeah, it's especially against offensive players. If you get up in that neutral zone or even inside the blue line in their defensive zone, you don't allow them to get revved up and to have some ice to play on. We're always talking about how much ice we have to play on. We've got to move offensively to develop some ice to play on. we have got to check forward to take their ice away. And that determines which end you're playing most of the time. And again, the neutral zone isn't talked enough about. That's the most important zone in hockey because it decides where it's going to go.
I always look back at the goals and go, okay, we see the goal, we see the pass, see the finish, but where did it really start? And
absolutely.
Oftentimes, it's either right inside your own blue line or in that neutral zone.
Yep.
And the thing about it is in transition, you're just shortening the ice for yourself.
That's all it is. We have all these analytics and all this stuff. The game hasn't changed. How you check and where you check is going to determine your offense or determine how much you're going to be playing defense. And that's right with inside both blue lines in that neutral zone.
All right, let's get out of the X's and O's. I want to talk psychology. What's the psychology of your team right now? You got off to a rough start, but they didn't point fingers. They stuck together. I see a team. I see the videos that the team puts out of them handing off the belt, whether it's after Lawton's 4-goal game, the reaction and Nick Seeler stepping in and fighting Matthew Olivier, which is a big boy. That's out of his weight class.
Yes.
Seals is tough, but Olivier can really chuck him. And I see those reactions by the team. Where's your team psychologically?
Yeah, I think we're in a good spot.
Yeah.
I do. We're trying to I remember talking before the Columbus game just last week, and I always like to use little sections of the season before a holiday, right? Some teams may check out in some of these games because they're getting ready for Christmas, travel, whatever it may be. I think when you lock in on these type of the 5-6 game segment before a holiday or before an all-star game, whatever it may be in your schedule, I think those are huge points come March and April. And I think teams piss them away because they're not ready. And I think teams really gobble them up and get greedy and get those points because it helps you later in the year.
It shows a lot of character, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
And we need to be one of those teams because we're going to have to grind all year long for us to have any sniff of staying in it. Getting these points here are really important. And to the group itself, it's gotten tighter. We've had some situations. I thought the Sealer situation was one of the better ones for us because everybody knows how tough the kid is, and Steele stood right in there.
Yeah.
I liked what happened after when a parade of players went over to the penalty box. It was during a timeout, and I watched them, unsolicited. Nobody said a word. Everybody just went over there and gave him a tap. That stuff as I said, it's the most important play of that game for me in the big picture we're trying to build here.
Then you see on Thursday a guy like Scott Lawton ends up with all 4 of your goals.
Yeah.
Scott Lawton's not a guy in the NHL that's going to put up 4. It's just not in his team. He's the first guy in the league to do it this year, get 4. But to see him do it, we know kind of the spiritual leader and the way he's revered in that room. What does that do for the group, too?
Yeah.
I mean, they were thrilled for him.
Yeah, I felt it after the game because
you couldn't talk.
I couldn't talk to the media. I wanted to get the media done. I never go in after the room. I always leave it to the players. But I have an hour drive after the game. I wanted to get the media done, but they took so damn long with lots. I don't know what they were doing. Standing ovation,
yeah.
I haven't seen the video. Shazi watches them. I don't see them.
Yeah.
The other coaches explained it to me, and I was pissed off because I wanted to do the media and get out of there.
Yeah.
But it took a little time for that to happen, but for the right reason.
Yeah, it's so good to see a guy like Scott Lawton that just has grinded his way. The respect. Players, they know his story like Seals. They know his story. Spent a year in the NHL and then went back and spent a full year in the AHL to figure it out. Where are you right now with your goaltending? Coley gave you a really good game. And Torts, I really thought mentally he was tough in that game because he didn't see a lot. And that's hard to stay engaged. Yeah. That's one of the things I wondered about him. And he comes up, you guys get that game, it's a 2-1, and he makes an absolutely huge glove save at a big spot. And then you go on to win 4-1.
Yeah, just how the game played out for him. You as a goalie know it was hard because there just wasn't a lot of action. Then there were some quality chances.
Yeah.
And he's really grown. I think Feds has grown too. I just think Coley has grown more. And he's our second guy. Urs is still our guy.
Yep.
I think Urs is still trying to find his game. He missed a lot of time. I don't think he's been poor. I don't think he's let in bad goals. I just don't think he's been as sharp as we've seen him prior to him sitting out a few games. But he deserves the slot that he has right now. Nothing's forever, right? You got to play. You got to keep, and that's the key thing. You earn spots. Hardest part is keeping it. in all positions, including goaltending, because I think we have kind of grown into 3 goaltenders that have played really well after where I thought our goaltending was just horrific at the beginning of the year. So that's where we're at. We're Urs, we're Coley. Feds is number 3. He's got to eat it.
Yep. Keep working through it.
Yeah, just it's a challenge for him. It's hard.
Yeah.
Because I have told Dilly, I know we have 3 here. Your responsibility is make sure those first 2 are ready to go.
Yeah.
And so it kind of hurts sometimes that he has with Feds. It's tough for him to handle with that, but he's got to be able to take care of himself here as far as attitude.
For Urs, it's been such a herky-jerky start to the year. You come in, you start well, then you go out injured. You come back, you go out injured again. You don't develop that rhythm in the season.
It's so important, his rhythm, and it's important for him. It's important for us because you're kind of looking for – I think the league has gone to tandem goaltending, right?
Big time.
I think there's probably 5 or 6 teams that have that guy, but the other teams, it's tandem. We got to figure out what our tandem is. We got to figure out where the players sit within that tandem. And I'm not anointing Urs to have that number 1 spot in the tandem forever. We got to find out if we can stay healthy.
Yeah.
It's a really important point for a goaltender. Can we rely on you to be healthy all the time? And you know, we're still trying to figure all that stuff out.
One last thing before we get to our dog this week. Goal save percentage is down in the NHL. Yeah. It's around 900 now as average. And a couple of years ago, it was about 916, 917. Bush and I were talking because we're goalie geeking out, trying to figure out why. And a guy that covered you, Kevin Woodley, out in Vancouver, wrote an article about it, talking to some goalies, Vasilevsky and others, and asking why. And he said, well, we just don't get the easy shots anymore. Yeah. They don't waste those shots where their save percentage, clear-sighted shot from the blue line, easy. That's pitch and catch. Is it all about quality of shot now more than anything?
Yeah, I'm a believer in bad angle shots, just trying to get pucks into the blue to a certain point now. I've kind of changed my attitude a little bit to it because I think you can a big part of offense now in the National Hockey League is attrition, is just grinding a team down, holding on to a puck. Yeah. So many teams play man-on-man right now that I think you can wear down teams if you keep the puck, if you have good puck movement and players moving without the puck. Mm-hmm. So that's a big part of it, and it does come down to those quality shots. And another coach may look at it differently, but that save percentage was up at 918 at a point in time, right? And that's how you judge the goal. Yeah, yep. 900 wasn't good enough. Yeah. Let's face it, we got better players. Yeah. It's better quality play. Oh, the skills crazy, and that has something to do with it too. So I don't think you can give a 5 or 6 word answer. There are a number of different things that come into this, and at top of my list is I look at Kaprizov's. Is that how you pronounce his name?
Kaprizov, yeah.
Kaprizov, yes.
The goal over the shoulder of Sam is
not many
tiny window.
Not many, and the thing with me was how quickly he did it. Usually guys dust it off and pick their spot and try to throw it up top. That thing was off the board, short side, and it was in our net quickly. At first I looked at it, I said, shit, that's a bad goal. But then I looked at it in between periods. That got away quickly into the spot that he wanted to hit. Yeah. As quick as I've ever seen. So those are the type of players we're dealing with right now in the National Hockey League.
They can exploit that. It's incredible. That comes off the glass. I think Sam maybe thought it was going to deaden off the glass. Usually it does. If it's off the dasher, you go, okay, it's going to come out quick. Yeah. But 3 inches above the goal line, and he just, boom.
And Urs is there. Yeah. It's just such a small window, and he's shooting for that. Yeah. He is shooting for that.
That's unbelievable that they can do that. All right, let's get to our dog this week. We've got a dog, Picard. I'm going to show you the video of Picard here. It's a boy. He's a mixed breed, 8 years old, about 79, 80 pounds. Now, Picard has had a string of bad luck in homes. He originally came to us from an owner surrender back in 2017. But since then, he's been in 2 other homes who have loved him, but all had life circumstances that had to bring him back through no fault of his own. He hasn't been a bad boy or anything like that. He's open to meeting other dogs, which is great, and children. Loves the previous kids that he lived with. What the possibilities for him are going to be endless, and we got to find him his forever home. Now, he's a bigger boy and has some wobbly back legs. I noted that. He kind of wobbles like me a little bit. And at 8 years old, we wish him nothing more than to get out of that shelter for good. Yeah. Hockey and Hounds is going to land him the home. We already got we're going to get this dog a home. I mean, look at the absolute beauty face on this.
Well, just the summary you gave on him, he's been in homes.
Yeah.
And no one wanted to get rid of that dog. He was with other animals, kids and all. It just happened, unfortunate circumstance with the family. That's the key thing for people to know when they're checking this guy out. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
You're not going to have problems with if you have other animals. You're not going to have problems. Kids, you're not going to have problems. And you just look at this video. He looks as playful as ever.
How about this? He has no problem with other dogs and cats.
Yeah.
He'll cozy up to a cat. That's a rarity indeed.
This one should go.
Yeah. And
hopefully stay, and hopefully there's no situations with the families.
Yeah, that's the thing that I look at, the yo-yoing of going back and forth, attaching to an owner and then having to detach.
Yeah.
The dog doesn't think of it that way. They don't think in those practical terms, but we'd like to find this dog one more home. Yeah,
and you know what? It brings up a point that we've never really touched upon, and we've done it as a family. We have, 5 dogs, 3 horses. If there's any tragedy with us, if we leave, my wife and I, we already have it set up to where those animals go.
Yeah.
And you hate talking about that, and it may seem a little bit morbid talking about it here. I think it's important. I think if the animal is that important to you, you make sure you're willing it somewhere, and I know where the animal is going to go. My wife and I both know where all these animals are going to go, because stuff like this happens, and it's not their fault.
Yeah.
They're an innocent victim of it all, and I know it's a little weird talking about it, but I think it's something that you should think about.
Torts, I don't think it's weird at all, because you take on a responsibility for the life of the animal.
It's part of your family.
Yeah, and look, none of us are getting out of here alive.
Yeah.
So that's the deal. So make sure the animal's taken care of. It's uncomfortable to think about, but it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
So let's find Picard a home, and no problems with children, dogs, or cats. Yeah. So we got to find Picard a home. All the adoption info is at the Hockey and Hounds homepage at philadelphiaflyers.com/hockeyandhounds. And there's an event coming up. It's the monthly Catterday, which is on Saturday, this Saturday, the 21st, from noon to 3. They'll have adoptable cats at Philadelphia Brewing Company and adopt out on site. So you can head out there this weekend and check out Catterday this Saturday, noon to 3 at Philadelphia Brewing Company. By the way, I had a lot of fun last week doing the episode with you and the creator of Hockey and Hounds. That was very educational. Yeah.
I thought he brought a really good point in how to train your dog a little bit when it's a little unruly, and he's that guy's heart is in such a great place for animals. Yeah. He is unbelievable out there. I wish people really knew exactly all the things he does for that. It'd take us all day to talk about it, but he's educated us. He is just a fantastic man, and
so passionate about it.
Oh yeah, he's done so many great things for animal welfare. So it's great.
Tremendous stuff. Again, to look at Picard and all the adoption info and all the dogs, go to philadelphiaflyers.com/hockeyandhounds. Torts, have a great week.
All right, man. Take care of yourself.